You all need to grab your wigs, pour some tea, and secure your edges because what we just discovered is messier than Kirk Frost's direct messages on a Friday night. The so-called sisterhood between Yandy Smith and Rasheeda Frost baby was faker. Then a BBL in the Instagram surgery ads discount section, and guess who just snatched the curtains wide open? It was none other than Tasha K., the unfiltered queen of chaos herself. Now, ask yourself why Rasheeda, who sobbed on national television over Kirk's motel mishaps and secret side babies, would turn around and disparage the only woman who supported her after years of sisterhood hot tub scandals and baby mama cleanups. Why did Rasheeda suddenly pull a "we aren't even friends" like that moment? We have leaked texts, explosive receipts, and sources claiming that this betrayal goes deeper than Rasheeda's tolerance for Kirk's lies. Yes, we are exposing games, dragging egos one wig tug at a time. And yes, we are naming names. Stay tuned, because isn't just drama, it's a full-blown reality TV. Reckoning all right now, it's time to examine the breakdown of a friendship that, let's face it, may never have existed in the first place. We're talking about none other than Rasheeda, Boss Chick Frost, and Yandy, every woman Smith. Women who were once glued together tighter than Rasheeda's high ponytail in Atlanta humidity. But behind those giggles, glam shots, and sisterhood speeches was a backstage betrayal so shady even Monowe've seen Yandy and Rasheeda ride through the chaos together season after season. When Kirk was caught cheating again, who had Rasheeda's back? Not Candy, Carly, or even Erica Tasha K., the internet's messiest truth teller. Your favorite blogger's worst nightmare, and the one woman who doesn't knock before barging into the receipts room arrived with the tea, baby, and poured it boiling, without any sugar or creamer. While Kirk was out here living like he was on tour with Future, it was Yandy who cleaned up Rasheeda's emotional mess, defending her, comforting her, and, let's be honest, sometimes making her look less foolish on camera. However, fast forward to this recent season of Love and Hip Hop, and all of a sudden Rasheeda is out here saying things like, Yandy isn't even her friend, girl. Okay? Like, not just we grew apart or we had a misunderstanding. Okay? No, Rasheeda just stated that Yandy was never her friend, because it's a good look for them. Excuse me, are we talking about your own reflection, ma'am, or Yandy? Let's be clear, Yandy isn't everyone's favorite. Some people think she's too polished, while others think she's too strategic. However, there's no denying that she rides for her circle. When Kirk was out here embarrassing Rasheeda, as if it were his full-time job to defend her when rumors were circulating about Kirk's mystery baby mama, the hot tub situation, the secret apartments, and oops, I cheated on her again, he never once cast criticism, Tasha K. literally entered the chat like a courtroom mic dropper and revealed the receipts behind the betrayal. According to Tasha, the entire "We're Not Friends" line wasn't a random slip. Rather, it was a planned PR mess to distance Rasheeda from Yandy. We were sitting pretty in confessional interviews with Kendra Robinson, that courtroom slick clone version of Rasheeda herself, and throwing subtle shade like, oh, we're not really friends. Baby dot, hold on, before more rumors about Mendez appear. We'll deal with that messy part later. But first, let's concentrate on why Rasheeda, the woman who established a brand by keeping it elegant while running a press boutique and publicly reprimanding Kirk 47 times, would suddenly choose to disparage the one woman who supported her through all of that humiliation. Rumor has it that Rasheeda never felt comfortable in the spotlight of Yandy. It's because she thought the brand was too polished and too brand-safe. As an anonymous source close to the cast told Tasha K., Rasheeda always had a bit of jealousy towards Yandy. She felt like producers gave Yandy more screen time, and even though Yandy wasn't from Atlanta, she got treated like a queen on the franchise. The irony here is that for the past 10 years, Rasheeda has been pretending to be married for television, while Kirk is out here doing numerous live auditions. Meanwhile, Rasheeda was stuck doing damage control for Kirk every season. Yikes. And if that wasn't enough, remember that wild flashback with Jessica Dime, Oh yes. Let's go back to when Rasheeda got into a heated argument with a girl named Pressure P, who may have been involved in one of Kirk's alleged situationships. Rasheeda did what she always does and left the scene. But guess who stayed and literally put hands on someone to defend Rasheeda's honor? Yes, that same dime piece who risked everything to defend Rasheeda's messy marriage, even though she had brand and career. Now that you're in that same situation, the friend who stood by you and showed you loyalty was cast aside like the press from last season. Fashion line. And don't forget that even when everyone was criticizing Kirk for his filth, she publicly supported Rasheeda. She never made fun of Kirk's earrings, side babies, or his late-night jacuzzi parties with strangers. However, when Mendy Saz was seen in a Snapchat scandal with a Latina woman wearing leopard pants, Rasheeda wasted no time in criticizing and questioning whether or not he and Rasheeda were actually legally married. The worst part was that Rasheeda's alleged shade session with a casual slip looked like a full-on stage moment, as if they had been practicing it over brunch. Don't worry, we'll talk about Kendra's clone behavior and her own messy man Jock in part 2, because, well, she was nervous when she was having this conversation when her own man's direct message received more traffic than Peachtree Street. But before we get there, let's take a moment to talk about the scene that really made the internet go crazy. Rasheeda's statement that she doesn't want to be friends with Yandy because it's a good look for her. Fans were shocked, blogs exploded, and Twitter had a breakdown. And guess what? Tasha K was prepared to post in her loud, unrepentant manner, Rasheeda got a man who cheats on her yearly, financially controls everything in his name, and has the nerve to question another woman's loyalty. If you don't sit down and check your husband's Snapchat before shading Yandy, I swear to God. It's even made a joke about Kirk and Mendy switching reality shows because at least Mendy's has the common sense to keep his side projects private. However, this is in part 1. We broke down how Rasheeda went from being Yandy's ride or die to, I don't even know her like that, very quickly. But now we're in the middle of the real chaos because while Rasheeda was busy giving shade with a side of gaslighting, we looked at how Kendra's messy hypocrisy, the Mendy's cheating allegations, and a potential love triangle twist will make you question everything you thought you knew about friendship, loyalty, and just how fake reality TV can get. Miss Legal Eagle 2 was Kendra Robinson. Let's call it what it is. Kendra had no business getting involved in the mess between Rasheeda and Yandy. Man, a little jock is out there playing America's next top cheater. And you're worried about the friendship between two women you hardly even rock with? But let's get back to her. Let's talk about the Snapchat scandal, because this wasn't just gossip. It was the alleged catalyst for Rasheeda to suddenly turn on Yandi. Word spread on the internet that Mendy sees. Yandy's longtime partner and husband had been spotted posting a picture of a Latina woman wearing leopard print pants on Snapchat. No, the picture wasn't tagged as inspiration or fashion goals. Instead, it featured the woman's assets, and the caption seemed to be something ambiguous, like working with a sly emoji. However, Yandy refrained, and the paparazzi quickly jumped in, claiming that the content was for a social media project that Mendy saying that she was aware of it. The drama should have ended immediately, but then Rasheeda appeared on stage and left with a slick smile and a tone of casual, I don't even think they're legally married. Didn't she say something about forgetting to send the paperwork in? Excuse me? So now we're attacking marriages because your man can't keep it zipped in hotel rooms. Let's face it, Rasheeda never checked on Yandy's love life until it seemed like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity gone wrong. And it was the ideal way to divert attention away from Kirk's annual lay former production assistant on the show allegedly told Tasha there was always tension between Yandy and Rasheeda behind the scenes. But Rasheeda didn't like how Yandy would step in and take control of situations, especially when it came to love and hip-hop reunions. The purpose of the cheating pilgrimage was to put Yandy and Mendunder, the bus classic reality show Misdirection, so that we talk about someone else's drama so that mine doesn't look so bad. That same source also stated that Rasheeda felt overshadowed in scenes with Yandy and that producers frequently preferred Yandy's tidy image over Rasheeda's constantly in control storyline. Is this jealousy, insecurity, or just two women with conflicting egos? Either way, it wasn't true friendship, and the men's marriage shade few. Don't get me started. Let's talk about that infamous "I never mailed the marriage certificate" confession. Yandy acknowledged on camera years ago that they'd had a Rasheeda, who has literally built an empire on standing by your cheating man no matter what, decided to use that against her girl. You let Kirk Frost, who has multiple confirmed side babies, handle your finances, your brand, and your stores, and you're clowning Yandy for smart paperwork management. But she never filed the legal papers, claiming it was strategic and she didn't want to be financially liable for Mendy's past legal troubles. Speaking of Kendra, let's discuss why she had the audacity to co-sign anything Rasheeda said about friendships, loyalty, or marriage. This is the same Kendra who has been in a will-they-won't-they divorce drama with Little Jock for what seems like 10 seasons. The man literally admitted on TV that he wasn't faithful. He showed up late to their wedding. He flirted at his bachelor party, and Jock treats commitment like an optional promo code. Kendra wants to ask about someone else's man. But that's the power of the group. Think that if you sit someone next to a jerk for long enough, I'll start thinking they're the main character. Kendra like a glorified sidekick in a two-woman clapback show. Even fans began criticizing it online, with fake fan tweets popping up that said, "Kendra out here worried about Yandy's ring when Jock still can't spell monogamy? Girl, bye." Rasheeda believes that Yandy's marriage isn't real. But Kirk's side baby made sense. And just when we thought we'd reached our peak pettiness, Tasha K revealed in a follow-up live stream that Rasheeda had been making fun of Yandy for years. This wasn't just a random remark. Rather, it was jealousy that was brewing up. She also hinted that there might be texts and direct messages between Rasheeda and other cast members making fun of Yandy behind her back. If this is true, it's still unconfirmed. But if it's true, let's not forget that Yandy was there for Kendra when her marriage was disintegrating like a fashion Nova Zippa. When Joker threatened to divorce her, he sat with Kendra off camera and tried to help her work through it. Now, both Rasheeda and Kendra are scheming to make her feel like this is a Mean Girl Atlanta edition, which makes her lose her energy. What hurts the most, though, is that despite everything, Yandy didn't even defend herself, not with an Instagram clapback, a subtweet, or a messy confessional, just silence. And that silence is louder than any insult Rasheeda could hurl, because while Rasheeda is still defending a cheating man as if it were his side business, Yandy is raising a family, running businesses, handling scandals, and somehow remaining graceful. Is why Tasha K said that Yandy outgrew them. She was never one of them. She was just enough to pretend. If that isn't the truth, I don't know what is. But don't go anywhere, because in part 3, we're going to dive into the potential fallout from all of this drama. Think legal threats, producer beef, fake friendships collapsing, and the quiet whispers of a potential love and hip-hop shakeup. Trust me, when fake friendships fail, the empire follows. Shade scandal, and Snapchat secrets. But don't think the fallout stopped there, baby. No, this was just the beginning. According to sources, executive producers weren't with Rasheeda's abrupt on-camera remarks about Yandy's marriage being fake, because Yandy's Storal Linna was still being developed, okay? And this unexpected betrayal came off script. One insider allegedly told Tasha K producers that this was the reason why this unexpected betrayal occurred. "We are upset because Rasheeda blew the lid off in one scene, shocking the crew. As a result, we are discussing more than just friendship endings. We are discussing possible production drama, reshoots, emergency confessional interviews, and even a rumored sit-down between Mona Scott and the cast to realign the narrative." Yes, baby, when fake friends start playing producer contracts start to shake, and guess what? It doesn't stop there. Let's also discuss just reality stars. They are companies that sell image influence and Instagram partnerships. And when Rasheeda made that overt remark on camera, she wasn't just casting doubt on a friendship. She was sowing doubts about Yandy's public image. However, Yandy's sister didn't even bat an eye, and she played it cool, like a woman who has been in the game long enough to know that real power doesn't panic. However, behind-the-scenes sources claim that Yandy's team took the incident very seriously. There are rumors that her PR team discreetly contacted VH1 asking control over how her marriage story unfolds, especially when Mendy discovers that despite all the circulating rumors, she hasn't been caught with even a text thread of proof. Unlike Kirk, whose receipts could fill an entire storage unit. Meanwhile, Tasha K wasn't resting on her heels, releasing another video asserting that Rasheeda's abrupt flip was all about deflection, allegedly putting a brand deal in jeopardy over fresh accusations of cheating against Kirk. This isn't friendship. Drama. Rasheeda needed to quickly divert the public's attention. And who better to do so than Yandy and her allegedly unofficial marriage? Okay, now, that's dirty, but let's move on to the real repercussions, which she probably didn't anticipate at. First, fans began harshly criticizing her in tweets that flooded timelines with statements like, "Yandy helped you fix your face every time Kirk embarrassed you." And this is how you repay her. Rasheeda had been silent about Kirk's 5-year affair, but suddenly loud about Yandy's wedding certificate. Girl, bye. This is envy in a lace front. And when Twitter turns, baby brands start backing down too much, according to reports. Fans began tagging Rasheeda's boutique with shady captions the week the episode aired, such as, "I came for fashion, not betrayal," and "Do you sell loyalty here or not?" Even worse, there are rumors that one of her sponsors temporarily halted their collaboration because the tone surrounding her image became too divisive. Which translates to, you were the safe brand girl until you start throwing sly on-camera jabs like a villain in training. Now, we're not saying that Rasheeda's entire empire is collapsing, but we are stating this situation. And then he kind of handed it to you, saying, "Get our girl, Kendra, sis. You tried to come in as Rasheeda's backup singer, but baby, you hit all the wrong notes." Fans called her out right away, and Kendra pretended that her man wasn't Jock, the most scandal-prone cast member ever. Why is Kendra co-signing anything when Jock has more children than Rasheeda? The memes were even making the muss featured. Picture of Yandy drinking tea with the caption, "Yandy, watching Rasheeda and Kendra throw shade while her man isn't out here multiplying." Speaking of multiplying, let's move on to the legal tea that Tasha K alluded to, according to her sources. Yandy's legal team discreetly began recording social media posts and videos in case this shadefest began to affect her business. That's correct. While Rasheeda was joking about fictitious marriages, Yandy was possibly preparing defamation receipts. Nothing has been filed yet, but sources claim that there has been talk about drawing the line if the show or other cast members continue to falsely portray her relationship as fraudulent. On top of that, there is even talk of a reunion confrontation that is going to happen. And it's not just your normal, "Why do you say that?" moment, but an explosive one-on-one that could rival any of the Joe's Line versus Everyone classics. Mona Scott loves drama, but even she is reportedly afraid of how far this betrayal might go on stage. Oh, and let's know the reportedly told producers, "If you want messy drama, that's cool. But I'm not going to sit here and let people drag my name with no receipts. Either we show proof or we shut it down, period." And honestly, he's not wrong. Kirk Sturd is documented and published, like he's on the New York Times bestseller list. And Mendy sees he hasn't been exposed to anything concrete. Maybe there's smoke, but it's a fire, not a spark. What began as an insignificant remark in a confessional turned into a full-blown crisis of credibility. In reality TV, loyalty is rented rather than owned. One season you have your sisters. The next you're happy. And sometimes the people applauding you at the reunion are the same ones who sold you. Kendra should have just stayed at home. But The bigger lesson here is that sometimes the people who clapped for you at the reunion are the same ones who sold you. As Tasha K put it best in the confessional, these ladies want followers, not friends. And when the cameras stop rolling, does the loyalty end? Following the break, what other friendships on reality TV are still hanging on? Could this change result in a new cast member or even a spin-off? Should Yandy leave before the phony friendships destroy her for good? Will Rasheeda ever stop avoiding Kirk's mess? Please let us know in the comments if Rasheeda ever really let her friend clap back or keep it. Who do you think you're watching? Your best friend's brunch 1 minute. And then Tasha K came through with the receipts like she was hosting court on YouTube Live the next day. You're out here questioning marriages and consigning cheating husbands like it's a sport. Now it's your turn, and yes, I'm talking to you. Isn't the end of the drama, baby. It's just the beginning. Phew, you're still breathing after all that? Do you think Rasheeda was ever truly a friend of Yandy's? Or was it just for the camera time and clout? Should she respond with the rage of A, or should she clap back? Why are you inserting yourself when your man is out here spreading himself thinner than a dollar store wig cap? Let's face it, this friendship was held together with lace glue and